Yeah, can you dig me? I can't dig me. Welcome back to Yoshi's Island. I'd ask how you're doing today, but I do that every day. So, we can small talk it out into the small corner whenever you wish. No invocation necessary. Monkey madness. Because there wasn't enough monkeys. Excuse me, more monkey madness. There was already monkey madness. Now we made them even madder, and they've become feral, and holy shit. Isn't every wild animal feral? Yes. Feral, it's like more beastly. Almost like someone forgotten about that. Nah. But nah, like, focus on surviving this crazy shit. But also, you know, be very careful because those shy guys that come in with the red coin when you least expect it. And if you don't know where it is immediately, it'll be gone and be like, what happened to my thing? And you'd be like, oops. I believe this does happen during this playthrough, so just warning you ahead of time. Since I am obviously perfect game boy 100% who doesn't make mistakes at all. Yeah. Get all that coinage. Going up to the jungle lineage. Hey. What did we learn about the jungle today? I learned about its juices. Delicious jungle japes. And their juices. Always get out of a jungle. Always. No exceptions. Yeah. Although, yeah. In Mario, like, mods I play a lot, like, it's usually, like, plain world, then, you know, desert world, water world, jungle world, mountain world, ice world, cloud world, and then final lava world. It usually ends up being like that. For the most part. Or at least for most of the Mario mods I've played for the SNES. For the SNES! Good old SNES! It's like, why they call them NES when it should be SNES? Because there's two letters that are S's, so NES really is an anagram of SNES. Just like how the first guy was Nintendo. Ergo, we suck at names. Sorry. Oh, but Lucas gets to not be a Game Boy Advance. We couldn't have called him, like, Abigail or something. Nope. Did I forget something? Oh, wait, no. Ooh. This is not good. Actually, wait a minute. Did I just, like, forget a red coin somewhere? Yeah, actually, it's right up there. Okay, we're actually fine. We just have to not die. Whew. I'm glad I just missed something that was just floating in midair rather than just it being there temporarily. Oh yeah, a trick I just realized that I forgot all about. So, if you have like... If you don't have eggs and that thing's shooting eggs for your egg supplies, if you butt stomp, it like gives you a bunch of eggs simultaneously all at once. Pro tips. Much useful for times when they show up, like during a boss battle, for instance. Bonus challenges are the best. That's what I've told in my opinion piece. Go read my editorial, Undertaker, and get my flower coins. You can't defeat my Undertaker without getting 100% completion. Oh! Oh, match cards. This is basically concentration. If you manage to match everything, the last match you make will instead become a 10-up match. So, 10 lives. Now, you'd think I would abuse this minigame the most, and I used to, until I realized that drawing lots is much faster. This is still a good one, though, because the match game always has the same items to match with. So, if there's a particular one that always shows up here, well, actually, no, but you have a better choice of what item you want. So if you want a particular item, you go to this minigame. If you just want a shit ton of items, you keep doing drawing lots until your inventory's full. I don't know what a full inventory of Yoshi's Island items looks like, actually. Because I remember having somewhat upwards of near 30, and I don't know if that was max. Maybe max was 30. Kind of like how I didn't know about there being an item max in Mario 3 when one exists. Anyway, the rest of this episode will be sponsored by the Drawing Lots Committee. Oh boy. Has anyone ever won the lottery? Like in real life? Here's how this went out, by the way. So I just basically keep clicking the first square until it loses once, then the second square until it loses once, and then the third square until it loses once. It takes longer to lose now that I'm purposely trying to lose, which is a win in my book. But once I've done this, yeah, no chance in getting a game over after this. That is the drawing. How are my other playthroughs going? I'm actually in the middle of doing Wario Land 4. I'll get back to that. That's just going to be like on a need-to-know basis, because I did a normal mode, I'm working on doing a hard mode, and then I have to think about how I'm going to do super hard mode, so that's just going to be an ongoing thing, that when it's done, it's done. I think it's good to have one project that you just kind of chip at while you do all these other ones that you're familiar with every so often. Like, I thought like it'd be a problem if I didn't focus on one project at a time, but I realized it's more like I need to take a break from one thing and continue my other stuff. Kind of like when I just need to rest and be like, I'll think about this in the morning while I work on this. Yeah. It's time management, but it's also like skill and memory management. But, you know. Also, if I don't want to actually work on it at that point, it's something I want to come back later, because I didn't want to actually waste the time I spent on it, so I can return it into a future date. And, hey, I lost.
Let's go some more.
What's some other things? Oh, I think one of you recommended I do Classic Mario World 2. Well, Mr. Viewer Guy, who I've texted you in the comments, you know who you are. Your request is going to be granted after this playthrough is done. As in, I will start working on it immediately. Because basically when I started doing it, because I was like, okay, let me go check how it's been updated, it started playing some Yoshi's Island music, and then I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not going to delay Yoshi's Island anymore. So that's how that ended up happening. I can't imagine a game with Plays Challenge without a Yoshi's Island playthrough anyway. It's just good that I have now figured out my, I figured out my time management when playing video games a lot more than I used to. Because I used to think, oh, you gotta do all one shot, you know, like, save whenever, but no. Now I find, like, bits and like, reasonably within, like, half-an-hour segments of everything. Which seems to hold true for most of these games, especially ones that I know have been played to hell and back and have been modified so that they fall within certain parameters of level design expectations, which allows me to kind of predict how long something's going to take. Sometimes, not always, but enough time so that I have, like, breathing room in case there's something else I need to do. I'm also, I got Shadow Warrior set up. If you're familiar with that, it's like, it's similar to Duke Nukem 3D, but, you know, set in, like, our American pastiche of Asian culture, essentially. Basically, if Duke Nukem 3D is sci-fi movies, and horror is, blood is horror movies. Yeah, I just call it horror. Horror 3D. No, and blood is, like, horror movies. This is basically, like, well, kung fu foreign Asian films, basically. It's all that. Or just any of our preconceptions of it. From up until the 60s, I think. I think Shadow Warrior may have been made... when they made it, it's like, yeah, you're probably dudes from the Generation X, most likely. Or, yeah. I don't know. Were baby boomers making games that I like? I think. Them boomers and their boomerangs. Oh boy, a red melon. Now I can spit fire 6 times when I use the item. What do you think the most useless item in here is? I want to say it's technically the POW block. Or maybe the winged cloud. It was one of those two. The POW block is always going to turn like enemies in the stars. But at the same... yeah, it's a toss-up between POW block and the winged cloud item. They can all get rid of enemies, but in different contexts. So the power is just like, okay, you turn to stars, but what if you don't need stars? Then it's pointless, right? But then the question cloud turns to everything to the question cloud. So first you need some eggs to go along with that, with everything that's turned into one. But you won't just get stars. You'll get, like, coins, sometimes nothing, and rarely a 1-up, which is cool. So, yeah. I wonder if someone's gotten quadruple lives in this game. Do I need to? No. The most useful item, I find, has been, obviously, the plus 20 stars. You just drop it right before you're about to exit the level or fight a boss. Boom. Or, you know, when you're about to fight a boss, you drop it before you hit the continue ring, so then your stars get saved before you do the boss. And the full eggs thing. That's incredibly useful, especially when I'm in an auto-scroller and I need an egg now. As for everything else, they vary. The plus 10 is good for when I don't need to waste a plus 20, for instance. But that would make sense if I had gotten more plus 10s than plus 20s. And I think I end up with a distribution of pretty equal chances of having a plus 10 and a plus 20. You'd think plus 10s would be more common, but I'm not really sure. I don't know how the RNG works on this game. And then if you're just looking for secrets, well, you get your old magnifying glass. I bet it'd be super useful in mods that make it so that there's no hint of a yellow coin being a red coin. So it's like, aha, now you have to use the magnifying glass. What you gonna do when I come for you? Magnifier. What else? Oh. I want to do more Wii stuff, but I had not figured out the whole, I think I'm just gonna use a modded controller rather than try to manually Wiimote because of... I don't know why, but I have a problem with how to make the Bluetooth, like, not get cut off by stuff for Wii things. And I don't know if I can figure it out right now. It's stupid because I need to be able to do, like, motion waggles for certain things. And maybe I can just, like, take out the middle waggle band entirely for something as easy as a side-scrolling Mario game, right? Or about Kirby's Return to Dreamland, when you need the motion controls there, except for, like, the mini-games. Who knows? Well, alright then. Next time, Baby Mario has been left unattended. Call Child Protective Services.